Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called A Hidden Life. This is a 2019 film. It is rated PG 13 and it stars August Deal, Valerie Packner, and Maria Simone. The description: the Austrian Franz Jagerstatter, a conscientious objector, he refuses to fight for the Nazis in World War II. Oh, and this runs 2 hours and 54 minutes. Saving that for last. Usually I do that after the rating, the PG 13, but I had to do that last because this is a long 2 hours and 54-minute movie. And I tell you what, this is it's grueling. It is very grueling movie to watch. I dare anyone that has not seen this movie to actually watch this movie. I'll be surprised if anybody's actually seen this movie because it was supposed to come out in theaters. That's where I got it. That's where I got it from, on a list on a website. And I don't know what theaters this has come out to. So maybe people across the ocean from the States here, have you guys seen it? Did you guys get it in theater? Because this is a very, like, historically impacted movie. Maybe that's why you guys got it and the States didn't. I don't know. Like, we're just starting to hear about it over here or something. But a couple things to say is that obviously we get lots of movies about the Nazis. That's fine, okay? It's a movie about the Nazis. Number two is this has a lot of biblically impacted information and biblically fueled emotion, and I'll always watch a movie like that. That's great, okay? Great. Number two. What would number three be? Something like, this is kind of set in an older time, obviously, the 1960s. I mean, that's 60 years ago, it's a long time ago. And it has the feel of a very older than that movie. And so it doesn't seem very up to date. It doesn't seem like it wasn't that long ago. But, I mean, we have parents and grandparents who remember the whole World War II, so this isn't that long of a movie, long ago in history kind of movie. And so it's very relevant, and it's one person's story, yes, but it has a lot in it because it's almost 3 hours long, and it has lots of stories going on, it has lots of things going on. So I don't want to make, a 20-minute video on this, but there's plenty to talk about if you would like to talk about it. I'd like your opinions of anything I missed in the comment area. And we'll just have to talk this out because it's a very long movie. It's a very historically, biblically impacted movie. And you can't talk about it all in a 7 or 8 minute video. So, I think for me, the history part of this is okay, great. I admire the actors who don't mind playing a Nazi guard or Nazi soldier or anything like that. We just watched Midway a while back. Props to the people who don't mind playing the bad Chinese, the bad Japanese people. So, um, that part's fine. That part's always going to speak for itself. So this movie is worth seeing just for that fact. But then it's also worth seeing for everybody else who doesn't really care about the history for the Bible stuff in this. The only thing that keeps this guy going, living at home under the scope of a traitor and then being in jail, everything that keeps him going is his faith. And it's beautiful to watch. It's wonderfully, inspiring and it just speaks for itself. The parts of the movie where it has him talking with other people about how God created everyone and we're all the same and the sun shines even when it rains. All kinds of beautiful, quotes and scripture and how he perseveres while being in jail. It's just straight out of the Bible. There's a story of two men being in jail and praising God's name, and the jail shakes. And so it's straight out of the Bible, really. There's lots of symbolism in this movie for different things, but that's kind of one of the coolest things that I can tell you about. Um, all the people that are in this movie, props to you. It's a very big saga of a story. The wife, even though her husband is going through this stuff, she still runs the farm. She gets spat on by her villagers because of what she's going through and her family's going through. And she has to make these long 2 day to a week journeys just to even be around her husband or figure out where he's at or anything. Just everything about this is pretty amazing once you think about it, once you actually have sat through the 3 hours and you understand what all happened and you start thinking about it. It's like, wow, that's really amazing stuff. So there's just so much to talk about, and it's amazing what they go through. And the village, eventually warms up to her and a couple people at least. Even in Perseverance eyes, the wife, is kind to those less fortunate. Oh my gosh, there's just things after thing after thing. The pastor, of the village, he's always there, and he's the one that goes on these journeys with the wife, and you know, the ending is shocking. It could be out of any Nazi movie that has been made. It can be cruel, and you wonder how they're going to handle things. And there's lots of stuff. I would say the most boring hour is the first hour because it's hard to get into the story. It's hard to wonder what's going on and where it's going to go. The last 2 hours, I think, is pretty interesting, and if that's all that it would have been, I think it would have been a lot better. I think the movie would have been a lot more interesting, but I think it's going to lose a lot of people in the first hour just because it's just sitting there. It has people out in the meadow, it has people sitting in a room, has people just farming. It's very slow, very boring, and that's what makes it slow and boring is the first hour. So I'm just going to give A Hidden Life a C. It's kind of like independent kind of project. Has some different languages in the movie, so maybe you won't understand everything. Maybe you won't care about everything in the whole 3 hours. But in the end of things, it is inspiring. It is beautiful to watch. It's wonderfully done. It's just a 3 hour movie that's really hard to watch and really hard to push through, but deserves praise and deserves to be watched if you can watch it. I just don't think many people are going to. So give a C for A Hidden Life. Thanks a lot, guys. My name is Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give something to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Enjoy your movies, guys. Thanks.